Before we do the roll call, I just want to say it's really a pleasure to be here at the Cheviot Public Library. A lot of times in the past, we've always done our library meetings downtown, and so this gives us an opportunity to connect with the branches, and so we are very, very delighted to be here, and the facility is nice, and it's very, very kind of the staff here to set this up for us. So just want to extend thanks for all of that. With that, roll call.
Mr. Moran.
Here.
Mrs. Trell.
Here.
Mr. Zering.
Here.
Mrs. Lamacchia.
Here.
Mr. Hendon.
Here.
Mr. Wright.
Here. Any public comments?
We have none.
None. All right, we'll move on to the Eva Jane Romaine Coombe Director's Report.
Well, good morning. We have just a lot of almost kind of newsy items this time. I want to let you know that we have received notice that we are receiving a bequest directed to the Clifton branch from Mary Pledge, I think you said the middle name was Peterson, and that will be for $50,000. So we're delighted to have that gift, although of course we're saddened to learn of Mrs. Peterson's passing, but appreciate her support for our branch in Clifton. The Ohio Library Council held their legislative day April 2nd. We had numerous staff attend this year. We're trying to get some new staff to learn how to do this. We were able to meet with all but one of our 10 senators and representatives. Senator Kearney was not available. He's the one we missed. I did present testimony to the House Finance and Appropriations Committee on an amendment to the mid-biennium budget review that would increase the public library fund percentage from 1.66% to 2%, which would give us more funding. As far as I can tell, that amendment has not yet been included in the omnibus amendment, so it seems like it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, but we're going to be hopeful that that might come. This would restore the 4% funding decrease libraries received from changes included in the fiscal year 2014-15 budget bill passed last June. I do have a couple of upcoming presentations, including one at the Computers and Libraries Conference tomorrow in Washington, so I'm leaving this afternoon, and that's on Community Impact Tactics and Recognition. I am doing that at the invitation of the Institute of Museum and Library Services, who presented us with a national medal last spring. And I'm also presenting at United Way's Community Leaders Conference in Baltimore on May 13th. I did check with our board president before accepting that because we do have to cover the cost of my attendance at that conference. So that's why I'm going to ask you to approve this today. I've also been asked to serve on an Ohio Department of Education's Early Childhood Standards and Assessment team. They will meet monthly in Ohio for the in Columbus, I should say, good grief, in Ohio, for the remainder of 2014. And we'll make recommendations regarding Ohio's comprehensive early learning and development standards for birth to kindergarten, and Ohio's Ready for Kindergarten. We have started using a weekly Rufus update that we send out to all staff. We post it on our intranet, plus we send the actual text by email to every staff member as a way to keep them up to date on what's happening at the library rather than using memos. We kind of feel like memos are a pretty ineffective communication method, and so far we've not sent out a single memo this year, so that compared to last year where we had something like 30 something by now, so it's been quite a change there. And I think the feedback we've gotten from staff has been very positive, that they appreciate getting that weekly update from us.
Can you send that to us as well?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a memo and a Rufus update?
Well, the memos cover only one specific topic, and the Rufus update really kind of gives an update about things that we might not normally send a memo on, or they it's all wrapped in one package, and we really focus on keeping it very brief, so we try to keep it less than 2 pages, and we find that people are really reading them. Sometimes if we were doing, say, a policy change or had those kinds of things, we'd be sending out 3 or 4 memos in a week, and it just got kind of tiring for people to keep reading them, and this gave us a better, it lets us kind of plan our communications rather than sending them out what would seem to be like in response to something happening. So
you send these out, what, once a week?
Yeah, we send them out on Fridays.
It's like a review of the week.
Or sometimes a review of the upcoming week, so we try to be more ahead than behind. Our library was mentioned in Cincinnati Magazine with the list of fun things to do with kids. The L for Library entry, our library and Claremont County were featured for the great programs we both have for children. And we've also received several Best from City Beat. This is their Best of Cincinnati edition, and they gave us the CD of the Month Club, listened to this series in a program in October. The Friends also was ranked second in the best bookstore non-chain category. So lots of recognition and mention of the library in City Beat. We have been working with Orange Boy and some libraries across the country for several months on customer relationship management software, and this is finally getting ready to go into implementation, and we're very excited about this. The product is called Savannah, and we will be able to do more customized, more targeted email marketing to our cardholders. So we would be able to send all the new cardholders a welcome message. We can send cardholders who haven't used their card in some specific period of time, we'd love to see you come back, or we've missed you kinds of messages, just things that would let us stay in touch with people who are using the library, or those we'd like to draw back into using the library. So we're really excited about that. This is kind of new software, and it was launched at the Public Library Association conference earlier in March.
Will you be targeting those messages using data of actual usage of libraries, so data that you have kept and then filtered that way? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we can do things like we can sort the cardholders by age. So we could maybe say we can sort them by cardholders who use movies, for example, and send them reminders of new movies, or people who prefer to read books. I mean, we're not keeping specifics. I mean, obviously we know what you checked out because we have to make sure you bring it back, but we're not keeping that level of detail, but just these are cardholders who check out a lot of music, and so we might want to market this new music service to that group, those kinds of things.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, it should really let us do some neat things. I don't think we even yet kind of realize the full potential of what we'll be able to do with this once we get familiar with how it works. The Ohio Library Council has announced that their 2015 annual convention will be held in Cincinnati. This is the second time since I've been director that they've been here, but they only come to Cincinnati infrequently, so we're really glad to have that. The exact dates have not yet been determined. I understand they're still working with the hotels to figure that out. Then we have coming up May 5th and 6th, the American Library Association's Legislative Day, and that's in Washington. We have sent staff in the past year, and I am planning to attend as of right now, but we may send another staff member or two with us as well. We'll be talking again about the ebook issue a lot. We have a lot of good news about what our friends and foundation have been doing. The Friends book sale at Harrison did very well, grossing over $6,000. And so this was the sale that put them over their budget for branch sales for their fiscal year, which ended April 1st. March 31st, I see here. Their new year starts April 1st. Their next branch sale is later this month at the Sims branch, April 24th through 26th. And then their annual and quarterly meetings will be May 9th at 11:30 and 12 respectively at the main library. The foundation received a partial distribution of $200,000 from the estate of Bernice Robin. We knew last February that this was coming, but we finally got some of the money there. The foundation's Befriender branch program provided each branch a minimum of $50 and gave about $2,500 out under that program. And they've secured several donations for summer learning. Newman's Own, $15,000. Kroger, $5,000. Wing Eye Care, $2,000. Western and Southern Financial Fund, $5,000 for each of the next 3 years, and the Duke Energy Foundation, another $20,000 for the brain camps. And then the foundation also received a grant of $25,000 from the Ohio Valley Foundation to purchase 9 additional after-school edges, and then the foundation is putting in funding to buy one for the William Hunnicky Homework Center at the main library. So we've really got, I think, every location now with an after-school edge and an early literacy station. And then your next quarterly meeting will be held April 30th. That's it for me.
You need to, somebody needs to.
Somebody wants to
would. Nobody wants to move approval?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Amy, hey.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Moran,
Aye.
Mrs. Trouth,
Aye.
Mr. Zaring.
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia.
Aye.
Mr. Hendon,
Aye.
Mr. Wright.
Aye. Facilities Committee, I think Mr. Hendon will take that.
Yes, concerning the Clifton, St. Bernard, and Reading projects, bids for all 3 branch projects have been received. It's now possible to set a firm budget, including contracts, contingencies, architectural fees, construction management fees, abatement, geothermal testing, furniture, surveys, and other miscellaneous costs. The total project cost for all three branches is over $11 million. $319,000 over the project budget of $11 million, so forth and so on, previously established. This overage is due to entirely to bids for St. Bernard and Reading coming in nearly $350,000 over the published estimates, in spite of the general trades bid being more than $300,000 under the estimate, requesting board approval to increase this project amount. There's contract confirmation. On March the 4th, bids were received for the Clifton Branch project and the geothermal bore fields. The request the board approve the construction budget, including contingent of 10%, as follows: general trades, $2,006,000, geothermal bore fields, $83,000, contingency, $271,000 plus. For construction, total budget, $2,988,040. A contract confirmation, April the 1st, bids received for St. Bernard Reading Branch budget project on March the 4th. Bids for geothermal bore fields were received, bids reviewed. A request the board approve the construction budget, including a contingency of 7.5%. And I'm not going to go through all the specific trade contracts, but you can see there's a total of $5,822,681.
Have we ever done anything with Great Walk before?
We have not, but Joan at Champlin does know them and felt strongly that they would do a good job. And I think Messer has also worked with them and we're familiar with them. We were a little concerned when we saw that they had both, because that's a lot of work.
This recommendation includes taking a deduct alternate of $180,000 to switch from a build-up roof to a standard EPDM roof. We're requesting authorization for the director to approve change orders that do not increase the overall budget and to execute the certificates of substantial completion. All change orders will be reported to the board for confirmation. Finally, we're requesting authorization to hold award of the structural steel and drywall contracts pending further investigation of the costs of the contract. If we find that scope changes could significantly reduce the cost, we'll request the board reject these two bids and authorize rebidding. We'll complete our investigations within the next 60-day window for bid review. And for information only, groundbreaking is set for 3 projects. Clifton, Reading, and St. Bernard projects will take place on April 21st, starting Clifton at 1:15, Reading at 2:30, and finishing up St. Bernard at 4 o'clock. There will be a shuttle leaving from the main library available for all trustees, and everybody's invited to attend those. Avondale and 88 project update. The new structure is under roof and drywall is being hung and finished. The cut-through connection to the addition of the existing building is underway. A date has been set for the set of pole along the elevator to be installed. A shutdown date allowing the completion of the interior work and reopening have not yet been established. The following change orders have been approved and are submitted for confirmation. Change order number 101, the amount of $3,400 to Triton Services to add temporary tenting and heating for the project. Change order 102, the amount of $9,837 to Triton Services, repairs to and painting ceilings in the adult reading room and rotunda. Facility Operations Department reorganization. As previously reported, the board has made an assessment of the facilities operations, and assessment indicated sufficient resources were being allocated toward maintaining library facilities. Review of process and organization was recommended to ensure that resources were proportionately appropriately to maximum.
We do that just to confuse.
Yeah, thank you. And I haven't had any drink yet today. Following that review, a number of changes are being implemented. The position of maintenance and custodial services manager was eliminated. The help desk was eliminated along with manager of 2 support staff positions. Impacted staff has an opportunity to apply for current vacant positions in the library. New structure is being put in place that includes 3 teams: maintenance, HVAC, and custodial, each with a team leader. The current construction manager position is retained. Who do those 3 report to?
Jeff.
Lead positions are designated to be hands-on managers who are in the fields managing and assisting in the work to be performed. Facility operations will continue to be overseen by Jeff, Facilities Operations Manager. Gamble Montessori students to paint planters. Students at Gamble Montessori will be painting the planters in the garden room for the intersection at the Intersection Art Project. The school provides all the painting materials. The library approves the design. The students will supervise by their teacher, Jen Carlson. Dugan and Myers to assist with facility planning. We're planning to hire Dugan and Myers, a second-ranked construction management firm for the construction projects, to assist with cost estimating and feasibility of accessibility projects for the remaining non-accessible library-owned branches, Madisonville, Priceville, and Walnut Hills. And that completes my report, and I move that we approve.
Second.
Mr. Moran?
Aye.
Mrs. Terrell? Mr. Zaring?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye. Finance and Audit, I think Alan,
Okay.
take that.
The library is required to submit its annual budget to Hamilton County by May 31st, 2014. The proposed 2015 operating budget balances current funding expectations, current operating costs, and capital project plans. The capital budget has been constructed on the basis of need, that is, what's needed to fund top priorities in capital building and improvement projects. Operating budget. The proposed operating budget of $56,309,140 is 3% more than 2014 appropriations. Provides allowances for increases in salary rates and other category of expenditure in support of the strategic plan of the organization. The budget includes future plans for branch in Western Hamilton County and ongoing accessibility projects. Based on population data, Western Hamilton County is growing more than any other area in the county. There's a table summarizing the cost estimates, total of $12,806,675. Contingencies. The budget reserves 2 contingencies, $1,650,000 operating contingency, or 3%, in the general fund, and a $2 million capital contingency in the building repair fund. The general fund expects to end 2014 with $5,840,000 of available funding. To fund the 2015 budget, the library will need intergovernmental revenue totaling $62.9 million. The source of that revenue is the Public Library Fund and local property taxes. For budget purposes, property tax receipts of 2015 are estimated at $18,151,261, which is the amount certified during the 2013 levy process. The balance of the review, $44,748,739, is being requested from the Public Library Fund. The total budget comparison is shown below. The most notable increase in the 2015 budget is a 27% change over the Public Library Fund's 2014 budget. The total now $44,748,000. Receipts and total expenditures are summarized below. Last item is an insurance renewal. As you may recall, our renewal last year resulted in a savings from the prior year. Recently received our insurance renewal rates for the period March 31, 2014 through March 31, 2015, which included only a slight increase of 2.7% in premiums. In addition, this year we plan to add $1 million cyber liability policy and an estimated annual premium of $10,000. Our agent from Wells Fargo indicated that our current coverage for directors and officers liability, which includes an additional $10 million excess coverage, is considered in the high-end range for our peer group using industry standards. They have recommended that the board review this coverage and determine if it is still desired. Our coverage without this excess policy is $10 million. The premium for the excess $10 million is $16,803 a year, and we are requesting the board make a determination to continue with that coverage as it exists currently or to reduce it based on the recommendation of Wells Fargo.
I don't know how much that was discussed. I mean, personally, my view is almost that we should not go with the excess coverage if it's going to save us $16,000. It would seem to me that $10 million would be sufficient, but I don't know if the committee
Right.
discussed that. Or,
And I don't know if historically we have occurrences that would give us some sense of need.
No, I think that's why Wells Fargo recommended that, is that we really have not, but I think you probably are the only board member who's
Yeah,
here when
the
that was
previous
added.
boards felt very strongly about it. But, you know, I feel strongly both ways. I make a recommendation, basically what our consultants are saying, but
This 16,000 is over and above the
Yeah.
10,000.
Right.
I don't know if we need to discuss it more, but I mean, obviously I'm the person that, and we're the people that would be protected, so I'm kind of sort of giving up
Yeah.
some of the
Molly
protection.
showed a chart that had peer review comparisons, and
Yeah.
we're off the charts.
Yeah, we're not even on the
coverage
chart.
compared
We're
to
way-
our
way
peer
off.
group.
Yeah,
So we may be being ultra conservative.
I would think we want the lesser coverage,
Yeah,
save the money.
yeah. I'm of the same view.
Do you need a proposal or a motion for that, or?
Well, we could include it with the rest. Well, do you want to do that separate?
I think you could do the whole thing together, but you would just have to say exactly what you're recommending for the
So
insurance.
recommend approving the budget and then take the lower amount of the coverage.
As she said.
Okay.
Second?
All right.
Mr. Moran?
Aye.
Mrs. Trauth?
Aye.
Mr. Zaring?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye. Human Resources.
Core group benefits. The renewal for group medical benefits for 2014-2015 has been received. This is the first full year that we have offered HDHP/HSA plan, and the savings have resulted in an 8% decrease for the renewal for health care coverage. This decrease enables the library to keep the plan design. The employer premium share 17.5%/82.5%, and the library's contribution toward the deductible 25%, the same. To date, we have not received the renewal for the dental plan, but we recommend that the library continue with the premium share of 65-35 employer-employee split for the plan. It is requested that the board approve renewal of the core group benefit plans with no changes to the plan design or cost sharing. On April 15th, we will celebrate and recognize the important work done by each and every library staff member as part of the National Library Workers' Day. Staff will be entered into prize drawings sponsored by the Friends of the Library and the Library Foundation. Staff will also be permitted to wear appropriate blue jeans, a library logo shirt, and their service pins on Tuesday. The managers will receive gift cards to use for their respective locations that week. In conjunction with the National Library Week and this year's theme of Lives Change at Your Library, the library will again sponsor a blood drive with the Hawksworth Blood Center. On May 1st, 2014, we will celebrate our amazing team of volunteers and their extraordinary contributions to service. The service of hundreds of volunteers is an integral part of our being able to provide excellent service to our customers. At our annual volunteer tea, we will celebrate these individuals who supplement daily operation activities, many of whom have been dedicated library volunteers for years. This year's event will be held at the Sharonville branch from 10 a.m. to noon. The administration received a subpoena from the clerk of courts regarding a small claims complaint from Ijeoma Omoyosi versus the Wyoming branch. The claim states that she was being harassed by the librarians. Our labor attorney, Robert S. Brown, has been contacted. The original court date was set for Friday, March 28th, but has since been moved to April 30th due to the complaint not being properly served to the library. And I moved that we approve the renewal of the core group benefits as noted in the report.
Second.
Mr. Moran?
Aye.
Mrs. Trauth?
Aye.
Mr. Zaring?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye. fiscal officer's report.
Okay, I just have a few items. The Hamilton County Budget Commission has allowed us to file a modified tax budget since 2005 with the understanding that the ongoing approval is subject to review. This request was sent to the Budget Commission on March 24th. The 2013 audit, the auditors will begin their field work for the annual audit next Monday. And on April 24th and 25th, I'll be attending the OLC Public Library Fiscal Officer Conference, which will provide me my required 6 hours of training. That's it.
Do you have to do this training every so often?
6 hours every year of public funds investment.
Every year you have to
Yes,
do
and
it.
for the last 2 years, I've actually done an online version because it's been hard to get away, so.
Like CLE for
Yeah.
lawyers. Yeah. It's always exciting.
Very exciting.
I don't think there's any voting items on the
No,
report.
no.
Okay, we can move on. In library operations, Mr. Moran.
Okay, it is really my pleasure to introduce our host this morning, Tom Gardner, who is the Cheviot branch manager. Tom began his career at the library in 1997 as a student assistant at Wyoming. After several months, Tom was appointed part-time library services assistant at North Central Branch, where he remained for the next several years. And in 2000, Tom was promoted to the position of library services floater. And in 2006, Tom received his MLS degree from IU and was promoted to the position of teen librarian here at the Cheviot branch. In 2010, Tom was promoted to manager at Green Hills, and in 2012, he was promoted to the current position back here at the Cheviot branch. During his career, he served on serving in everyone, the customer service philosophy and the staff development day project teams. So, welcome, Tom. I guess we're welcome.
Thanks for having us over.
It's my pleasure. I would just like to begin today by thanking the distinguished members of the board for being at the Cheviot branch and to choose to have your April meeting here. And on behalf of our staff here at Cheviot, I would just like to say thank you for everything that you all do on behalf of our great library system. Outreach has always been a big part of our library's mission to connect people with the world of ideas and information. Developing strong relationships with community organizations and local schools has always been a focus of the Cheviot staff and has helped raise awareness of the branch out in the community. The strongest and most enduring of these relationships is with the Cheviot Westwood Community Association. This year, on June the 28th and 29th, the CWCA will once again organize the annual West Fest Street Festival. For the past 15 years, the Cheviot branch has hosted a booth at this event. The booth serves a dual role for publicity as well as a book sale with the books provided by the Friends of the Public Library. This event has helped to raise money for the Friends as well as the Cheviot branch. In fact, several years ago, it was money raised at Westfest and donated by the CWCA that made our laptop lab possible, which is a group of 8 laptops that we use on a weekly basis for our computer training programs here. Children are always an important part of our outreach efforts. Beginning in 2012, I began working with the Cheviot Police Association. This is an active organization with strong ties to the Cheviot community. The Cheviot branch partners with the association to provide activities for children at 3 annual community events: the Easter egg hunt, Halloween Spooktacular, and the annual community Christmas party. Partnerships such as this, coupled with the work of our children and teen librarians out in the schools, help to ensure that the next generation becomes passionate library users and advocates, not to mention lifelong readers. One of our strongest and best outreach opportunities every year, delivered to our local community groups and schools over the next several months, will be our summer learning program, which begins on May the 31st, with the theme, Read On at Your Library. This is a much-awaited program for Cheviot users of all ages. As part of the Summer Learning Program 2014, we are thrilled to be hosting one of the brain camps the week of June the 9th. Called World of Wonders, the brain camps offer kids the chance to read great stories, play fun games, experiment with science, and create themed crafts. So we're really, really looking forward to that this summer. That program, the Summer Learning Program, is always one of the best things that, as an entire library system, we do together for the community. And again, I want to thank you all for the time that you have given me here this morning, and I will entertain any questions from you all if you have any.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
That's it?
Thank you.
All right.
Great
Thank you.
job. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Brings a tear to my eye coming back to my old library branch here.
Yeah.
Okay, as Tom mentioned, the Summer Learning Program kicks off May 31st and will end on July 31st, 2-month time frame. This is really an expansion of the what used to be branded the Summer Reading Program. So it really includes other things, and it's a broader menu of services that target school-aged children, especially those at risk of not reading on grade level by grade 3. The program will consist of 4 primary components: the traditional summer reading program, utilizing the summer camp reading program, tagged the SCR program, developed locally in 2010, targeting intervention programs serving 7 specific neighborhoods, including Bond Hill, College Hill, Coreyville, Northside, Pleasant Ridge, and Price Hill, and Westwood. Each site will have a 3-to-1 child-adult ratio with 4 hours of literacy-based programming per day and at least 30 minutes of one-on-one tutoring each day provided by certified reading specialists. This is a great program. Pre- and post-testing for each child will provide data-driven instruction and measurable outcomes. And as also Tom mentioned, the brain camps, the 1-day or week-long summer camp experience for school-aged children, will provide fun and developmentally appropriate learning experience that emphasize literacy skills. Brain camps will be offered at all library locations with an emphasis on 7 targeted branches. And then the summer lunch service will offer daily nutritious meals at selected locations to all children ages 18 and under in partnership with Cincinnati Public Schools and Window Arts Enrichment. Literacy-based activities will accompany the free lunch service to encourage daily reading and learning activities with their peers. Now, to better gauge the success of the summer learning program, we will track increases in number of students who participated in and completed summer learning from the targeted schools, the number of items checked out from the deposit collections, and the number of children from these schools who sign up for the library card. Marketing plans for the program will include traditional marketing collateral, such as posters, bookmarks, and flyers, as well as summer learning website and e-communications to cardholders and targeted groups. The library marketing team has pitched media sponsorship to public service and for public service announcements, print and web ads, social media, and blog mentions. Also plan on playing click keyword advertising on Google, Bing, and Facebook. That's a great program, and it'll be interesting to see how successful it is on participation. Okay, we now have one. Greg, you want to talk about the new streaming video services available?
Yeah, sure. We already had a couple of products, Hoopla and Freegal Movies, and now we have 2 additional streaming movie products available, or both will soon be available. IndieFlix, which is a subscription model, is a number of independent films that went live on April 1st that folks can stream, can download. The second is from Overdrive, and Overdrive is our primary e-book vendor, and they're now getting into the streaming video market. And we have a sort of a starter collection of 220 titles. We actually got the collection. There's no additional cost to us because we're a large customer and buy a large number of e-books. We bought a certain level of e-book, therefore we were able to start this starter collection of 220 streaming videos. So moving forward, we can buy individual titles as they become available. And this Overdrive is similar to their e-book model, and it's 1 copy, 1 cert model. Whereas IndieFlix they're all available, and anyone can download a single time.
Now, do users have to have, like, because I watched a lot of, I don't have cable anymore, so I watch TV through, like, streaming. Do users have to have an account and, like, sign up, and do they have to pay a monthly fee, or is it just a pass-through where they can log onto the library and it's just a free?
If you have a library card,
It's just a free
right,
stream?
they just need your library card, and
Okay.
you can access them remotely or, right. Sure.
Does it stay on for 2 weeks, or is it, you have it
No,
forever?
I think there's a varying length of time, but they're like 3, 4, or 5 day time frame that you can download these.
And it's onto
You
your
can-
computer that
Right,
you
right, it's
stream
stream
it.
to your computer. And then they just disappear, no fine, of course, as a result.
Great, thank you. We have a new marketing communications specialist we just recently hired. Maylin Foster Hudson. Is Maylin here?
She is.
She's here.
Welcome.
Good to have you.
Maylin comes to the library with an extensive marketing and communications background in public and private sectors. She holds a BA in communications, a master's in public service administration, and is accredited in change management and a certified Six Sigma Green Belt. Wow.
Six Sigma.
She will oversee all library marketing efforts.
Don't
Surprised
tangle with her.
GE
Yeah.
missed her, huh?
Every time I hear Six Sigma, it's like, that's what we live in now. Simplification and Six Sigma.
Welcome, Maylin. The library has recently upgraded our web-based catalog to Encore ES. The new version of Encore has a number of improvements that enhance the card holder's experience. Mostly interest to users is that they will now see all 3M ebooks in the catalog and be able to check out these ebooks without leaving the catalog. This functionality will be available in future upgrade for ebooks provided by Overdrive, the library's largest ebook vendor. And Greg, why don't you talk about the upcoming programs and exhibits?
Sure. A number of programs coming up. The first there is these are presented by Northern Kentucky University. Their 6 at 6 lecture series, and they approached us, I guess it was last year, maybe the year before, about us hosting a number of these. And this one is Unearthing Bodies, Rebuilding Memory, Examining Transitional Justice Practice in Contemporary Spain. And it looks at the impact that the execution of 70,000 people in Spain over a 40-year period, what that's had on that country. So kind of interesting. On April 8th at 6 p.m. The Cincinnati Library Comic Con, and Comic Con is really a comic book festival.
Did we get that from the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah. Became more popular as a result of Big Bang. This will take place at the main library. It's our second year, I believe, of having this program on May 10th from 1 to 6, and it features artists, writers, game creators, just a variety of folks revolving around the sort of comic book industry. Smart Investing at Your Library. This is the second year of a grant-funded program we've had from, it's funded by FINRA, Financial Industry Regulatory Authority Foundation, and it targets teens in providing or educating them on finances and how to manage your finances. So this is the second year of that program.
How does that work? Do you go to a place and sign up for this, or do people just show up?
I think there is a sign-up, and they do it at the main library. There's a series of these programs, and it ends with this, I think, this sort of, I forget what it's called, but this grand sort of program at the end of it for those who are participating.
So if somebody, could they go to the library website, they hit a button, they sign up, and then
they should
that's
be
how
able
it
to.
works? Okay, great.
Use people.
A couple of exhibits, Artists Reaching Classrooms, Taft Museum of Art's annual Artists Reaching Classrooms exhibit will be on the exhibit at the main library April 25th through May 15th. And it's students from 12 area high schools exhibiting a variety of artwork, painting, photography, and a variety of things. And also, about the same time, the Architecture by Children, ABC, which is something we've hosted for a number of years, will be on display in the atrium of the main library as well. And there are it's architectural design education program in competition, where over 200 students from 38 various Cincinnati area schools have their projects, nice three-dimensional project on display in the atrium, and that will be there April 27th through May 3rd.
Great. That's my report. No need for approval.
I think that takes us to our consent agenda items, which you'll see in the roster. Is there a motion to approve the items?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Moran.
Aye, and I'll pass on investments.
Mrs. Trell?
Aye.
Mr. Zaring?
Aye.
Mrs. Lamacchia?
Aye.
Mr. Hendon?
Aye.
Mr. Ray?
Aye. And I think that concludes our official items. Is there a motion to adjourn, or do we
No
even
need.
need a motion?
No need.
All right, I think we are adjourned.
Good job.
Our next meeting is at Anderson Branch, 9:15 on June 10th.
And again, special thanks
Yeah,
to
Tom,
Cheviot.
thank you so
Really
much.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Again, thank you all for
Great
being
to be
here
here.
today.
Thank you very much.